Hello and welcome to the Early Bird Special with your hosts, Carol Montgomery and Julia Scotti. And now here's Carol Montgomery.
Hey everybody! I'm curious to see if that even worked, but hold on. Hi. Let's see. Did the music work? Let's. Hi. Hi everybody. How are you? Welcome to the Early Bird Special with your host Carol Montgomery and Julia Scotti. How is everybody? It's a week of a new administration, and my eyes look better. I don't look as like terrified as I usually do. Couple of things. I don't know if that I'll find out from the ladies if that worked. But I moved to a new computer today, and but my husband needed a new computer for his music, so I took the big laptop. So I've been futching with the lighting because now you're dealing with the desktop, and then we had the music, so we tried that. So there's a lot of exciting things happening in the Montgomery household. It is so cold out. It's so cold out, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm hoping that you're under your covers, and all warm, and it will be enjoying yourself. But I have to tell you this. This is what happened today. So my husband and I, we go out every day, and we do our walking because we always get our 10,000 steps. And it was snowing, everything. So we crossed the street, and both of us were like, well, what's that? And we stepped inside, and it wasn't poo, which, by the way, we should talk about that too. There's so much dog shit on New York City sidewalks, but we'll get into that. Anyway, so we're walking, and we realized that obviously there was the city had painted this particular area, and we'd stepped in it. There was no sign. They decided to paint the crosswalk and didn't tell us. So later on, we get back, and I'm getting ready for my afternoon nap, so I could be beautiful for my fans, and I keep smelling this like odd thing, and there's always work in my apartment building, so I just assumed it was somebody on the top floor doing something, because it smelled like glue, it smelled like something. And so I'm opening up all the windows now because I'm thinking, okay, when I take my nap, I don't want to actually die. So and then so I'm laying down, and my husband goes, I think it's our sneakers. So it was the paint on the sneakers that we had 2 hours beforehand. And just a little caution. If you smell paint or something icky in your apartment, it could be the paint on your sneakers. So that's the exciting news that happened in the Montgomery household. But if you're a New Yorker, we literally went through the house. Like we said, is it the radiator? We smell the radiator because also as New Yorkers, you know that sometimes when the radiator goes on, if it hasn't been on for a while, it just bangs and makes noises and smells, because you don't know what is in the pipe. But it wasn't that. It was the paint on my sneakers. So that's my thrilling story, and I'm sure you're all just going, that was the longest fucking way to talk about anything. So what else is happening? So we're I guess I'm hopeful for what's coming with the vaccine, but I'm not sure. I'll have to ask Julia about the what's going on in her state, because we're running out of vaccines. I'm finally old enough to actually have something good happen to me, which means I could get the fucking vaccine, and we don't have any. Are you shocked, ladies and gentlemen? Are you shocked that there was no plan from the former administration? I am, because he said he cared about us and all of the good Americans. He cared all about us. He did. This is vodka. Okay. So, but here's the deal. So even though I'll be 63 this month, in April this year, sorry, it turns out that they're only taking people 65 and older. And so, or if you are in a high risk group, which I'm not. So 65 and older, and then everybody under 65 has to wait, which I think is really stupid. So I am pleading to the governor and the mayor of my fine state, and to tell them, you really should do a tiered thing. Like after the 65 and over, go to the 60 and over, so then I can get my vaccine because I am one of the many people that do want to take the vaccine. I don't care if you put a chip in my head. You know why I don't care? Because then my husband can find me when I go off and disappear, which I do all the time now because I have no fucking idea where I am sometimes. So on that note, we have the fabulous Marla Schultz will be with us later in the program, but I am going to bring on my good friend. My good friend Julia Scotti. She's my co-host. She's my confidant. She's just an all-around great gal. Let's welcome Julia Scotti. Hello.
Hey, hi! Look, I got a new microphone, but it's a little big. So I don't know how I'm going to. I gotta have somebody carry it for me, but I'm going to use it today. It's not really. It's the box it came in.
Holy shit!
Well, no, it's a performance kit.
Okay, did you get the mic stand too? Didn't I send it? Oh, so you got the. Oh, okay, it's a kit.
Actually, my sister got it for me for my birthday.
Oh, that is. I sent you. Did I send you the type? I don't remember if I did.
No,
I didn't. I forgot. I thought I did. I don't.
I have more reliable friends, Carol.
Thank you. Yes, I'm a horrible.
No, that's right. No, but she wasn't that nice of my sister. She got.
That was very nice. That was very nice. She was at. Wasn't she at the show on Saturday? Was she at the show?
I think she was. She couldn't get it. I should have held out for a car.
You should have held out for a car.
Know.
That would have been nice. But
anyway,
that's very nice of your sister.
You know what you're pissed about? The paint. You know what I'm pissed about?
What?
Somebody stole my freaking recycling container. I got one of those big rubber containers.
Right. Someone stole it?
I was away on last Friday. I put my recycling out like a good citizen, right? Thinking, all right, I'll get it when I had to go someplace, and then I came back. I would put it away. I come back to the house. I got a big garbage pail, and I got this container, and the container is gone. Wow. So I didn't have my address. Oh shit! Wait, I didn't have my address on my container. So now I have So now I spray painted my address on the new container.
Did you get it? Did you have to buy a new container?
I did, but listen to this. Listen to how good I am. I'm a good shopper. I went to Dollar General, right, and they. Can I say Dollar General?
Yeah,
anyway,
sure.
I found the container, but they didn't have a lid for the container. I don't need a lid. What do I need a lid for?
Right.
Took it to the cash register. I said, listen, there's no lid back there. She took $2.
$2. You see, that's. I'm very proud of you, Julia Scotti. That is such a Jewy thing to do.
As my father used to say, who's better than you? And I said, everybody, Dad, everybody.
That's great. I love Dollar General. I mean, like, I love those stores. Because why? Who doesn't need a dented can of beans for 29 cents?
Or a Chinese can of tuna fish. They opened up a Dollar, Dollar General, and the other one, Dollar Tree, right? Dollar Tree.
Right.
Like literally 3 blocks apart. It's like the Sharks and the Jets about who's going to get the old people like, get out of the way. It's fun around here.
Yeah, it is fun around here. So, hey, happy first week of the new administration.
I know.
Look how happy we are. Like every time. But
I'm signing up for the Army. I'm joining the Army tomorrow.
I was going to say that I'm so glad he lifted that. I mean, there was no reason to have a ban. We know what the reason was, because somebody wanted to be a fucking prick. That's why the reason was. But how great that, like, in his first week, he went, nope.
Well, he said, yeah. Here's the thing, and I checked with a lawyer about this too, and I don't mean to go into this rabbit hole, but this year it was good under Obama. We could join the Army, and then we couldn't be in the Army,
right? And
now we can be in the Army. And what's to stop? If some other lunatic gets in to be president 4 years from now, we're out again. It's like it's like gender pong. It's horrible. It's horrible.
It's horrible. And I saw a meme which was great. It was Biden at the Oval Office desk, and he had a stack of the executive orders and everything, and they're all over the desk, and it says, "Unfuck this one, unfuck this one, unfuck this one, unfuck this one." Oh, really? Unfuck this one. It was
that's great.
But it's a pleasure to just be able to sleep. Look, and
to go on Twitter.
And I know. And
Now
but,
I
that,
only
but
have to hate Jim Jordan
oh well, I there's
and
so
Matt
many.
Gates. That's the other one. That
Oh no,
little.
no. My ire is for the two QAnon gals, the gun toting one from
Oh,
Colorado and the one from the
still
other one from
packing
Georgia.
mama.
Yeah, the pack of mama. But that's okay. Let's not worry about that. Let's just be happy because it's so nice to be able to. Isn't it nice to be
It
like
is
I
nice.
literally after the inauguration? I was also drunk, but I slept so good for
Mhm.
the first time because I didn't wake up thinking what is going to happen next.
I made a vow on Facebook that I wasn't going to make any more Trump jokes, and I made one, but I was going through withdrawal. But ever since then, I've been fine. It was cold. It was going cold jerky. That was
Cold jerky. I love that.
that was the joke. Cold jerky.
That's
Uh,
great. Well, but I said the same thing. I literally said, and now back to plugging shows and doing
I know.
jokes.
I think I'm
Because
losing weight too, Carol. Look, I can do. I can reach around and
wow.
grab. I don't know if you can see that, but
No, because your arm is not in the
how's
camera.
that?
There you
I
go.
can touch fingers now, which
Wow. How much have you lost?
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
want to know.
Really, see, like I'm on the scale constantly because for both specials, the only time I ever lose weight is if I know I'm going to be on TV. It's seriously, I know that's so that's why
No, that's show business.
it's a good incentive for me.
Absolutely.
So, but I literally I lost 15 pounds the first time I did the TV special, gained it all back because we didn't know if we were having a second one. As soon as I knew we had a second one, went back, lost 15 pounds. And I gained back 14.7 pounds.
But what is this? See, I was thinking about I quit Weight Watchers because it just doesn't work for me.
Right.
But I gained weight on Weight Watchers. But this Noom thing, I'm going to go look at this. You know what I'm talking about? Noom.
Yeah. You know what? I when I do this, and if when we get the next one, fingers crossed, because we always like to put it out when, not if. I go on keto. I go on a modified version of keto,
Yeah.
which is basically I have like the first week or something I just stay with protein and veggies and all that stuff. Second week I add a little bit of stuff, but I cut out all pasta, and that does it for me. It's worked every time.
You sprinkle a little amphetamine on your food too when you're
That too.
That'll work.
Well, I don't know if we ever talked about this, but one of the things my husband and I always do when we're watching when rock stars get like awards and everything and they've gained so much weight, we always play who stopped using cocaine.
Yeah.
Because they were so fucking thin and they were so like emaciated, and then you see like this little puffiness and you're like, oh, they're not doing cocaine anymore.
Or when you don't see somebody that you haven't seen in like 20 or 30 years and they come out and they're all puffed up and and they're little like Dave Clark.
Yeah.
Have you seen him?
No.
Holy Jesus. I don't know
No.
if he was even alive, but holy
What?
Christ, he looks like the devil. He looks like Satan. Oh yeah.
All right. You know what? We can chat all day, but we have a
go.
fabulous guest.
That's right. We do.
I love this young lady. She is a power when she's on stage. Oh my God. Her story about eating edibles makes me laugh so fucking hard. She's a regular. She's on John Fugelsang's show, Tell Me Everything, which Julia and I have both been on. She's so funny. She's also one of the, I always like to point out that the women that have done Funny Women from the beginning, and she was one of them. So let's say hi to Marla Schultz. Hey, come in here. Hello, Miss Schultz. How are you?
Oh, hey, hi, Marla.
We can't hear you. Unmute yourself.
That's me.
You have to unmute.
Hold up a note.
There we go.
There we go. Okay.
That's like such a 2020 thing to do. Unmute.
Is this on?
Right.
Hello.
Tokyo,
Have you?
in.
I don't think you and Julia know each other, huh?
No, we don't.
Oh.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I am a fan from afar. I feel like I'm sure a lot of people say this to you because you're a comedian, but I feel like I know you and we've met, but I'm a fan.
You know what? I got a note. I keep getting lately. I've gotten like 3 notes in the last 2 weeks of people who met me in the '80s, and for one brief moment, it was like like ships passing in the night, and they just reminding me that we met. So we may have. I've changed a little.
A little bit,
Okay.
not much.
And Carol, I want to say you look really sparkly. Your eyes look alive.
Thank you.
And I too am thrilled. You know, when the clock hit noon on January 6th, I was like, because who knew what that fucking asshole was going to do?
Right.
I think
Absolutely.
we all felt that way. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We opened up the champagne. We toasted as soon as he said "I do," and I teared up. I teared up when they inaugurated when they swore in Kamala, because
Yes.
to see what happened, Julia.
I didn't know what. Oh, wait a minute.
Stop.
Okay, there. I
Okay,
pressed
don't
the
touch
button.
anything.
I shouldn't press a button. I pressed the button.
It really was a momentous that there's a woman and a woman of color as vice president is such a huge thing. So I can't wait to see what we get in 4 years, because we got Trump after 4 years, 8 years of Obama. So let's see who's going to crawl out of the woodwork, because we had a woman of color vice president. Who the fuck knows? Maybe it'll be Eric.
Oh God, I hope not. I hope not. Or Kimberly Gargoyle. Could you
Oh my
imagine?
Oh my God. You know what? But here's the deal. I don't know. I'm sure you ladies know this, but she was married to Gavin Newsom. Did you know that?
I knew that.
I heard something like that.
Julia, you should Google when she was married to Gavin Newsom. She looks like a completely different woman. She was cute, and now she's like.
Yeah, well, Trumps will do that to you. They
Trumps will do that to you.
They remodel everything.
They do.
We're Trumpitis. Anyway, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about what it's like for Marla. Like, Marla, how are you doing? I mean, like, I know that you have another podcast that you do that is your own. Like, how did you deal with, and how are you dealing with the quarantine and stuff like that?
Well, I'm still alive. I haven't killed my husband. My husband hasn't killed me. We haven't become a statistic, not divorce, but murder. It's been challenging for everybody. I was pinging in and out of depression, because my dad died, and then a week later, COVID hit. And my husband was getting over a hip replacement. And I don't know, you've had experience dealing with a Jewish man in pain. So all of that, and, eating cupcakes and sugar and all that, not going out. But thank God things have turned around. I'm a lot happier. And yes, it pisses me off seeing all the dog shit. Not only on the sidewalks, but in the middle of the sidewalks.
Yeah,
I got to put that in a bubble and let it go.
But I don't know if you know that, like, Julia, this has been since the quarantine. Like, people in New York just decided not to pick up their dog shit anymore.
It's bizarre.
It's the first sign of anarchy.
That's right.
So funny.
It's in the Bible.
That makes perfect sense, and we should take all of the dog shit and put it on Fifth Avenue by Trump Tower. But no, it drives me crazy. Like, I literally, where were we walking?
I don't know.
On the Upper West Side, and my husband's like, "Watch it." I'm like,
that's surprising.
I know. I think why? I think people think, like, what are they going to do? They're going to arrest me. No,
you know what they think? Our mayor is such a piece of shit. So let's salute him. Let's salute him, and let's just Fido and Tammy and Teddy just take a dump in the streets.
Well,
when is his term up?
Hopefully soon.
Yeah, I think it's this year. I think the elections are this year.
Anybody on the horizon that's going to run against him?
Andrew Yang. Andrew Yang. He's going to end up being the next.
Oh, is
mayor.
he really?
He
doesn't even live in New York, does he?
Well, he had a thing about I forget what, because he does have a place here, but I guess because he's a billionaire, he has places all over. And they're like, well, you have to live here he goes, well, I can't live here during the quarantine. I mean, children in a 2-bedroom apartment. Oh my God, I can't do that. I'm like, seriously?
You got a 2-bedroom apartment.
You got a 2-bedroom apartment in New York, and so
I wish.
Yeah.
All you need is $1 and a dream.
Not anymore. But I've always said this about De Blasio. De Blasio is the great uniter because he's made Republicans and Democrats and conservatives and liberals. We all fucking hate him. He is the worst mayor we've ever had. And I lived through Dinkins. So do you know what I mean?
Bloomberg's on deck again.
I miss Bloomberg. The city was like spectacular and you felt safe. I'm on the Upper East Side, and not only first of all, I just see a lot of garbage and poop. But Carole, being on the Upper West, I hear you got poop and hypodermic needles.
And
homeless pedophiles.
Yeah. What's funny
Those are just the liberals.
Oh God, Julia, you're funny.
I've said this before because a lot of people left New York City, and I say this on stage. I said, all these people who are leaving New York City are such a bunch of pussies, because if you haven't seen a guy jerk off on the L train, then you're not a real New Yorker. Stop bitching. Do you know what I mean? But it's interesting because I grew up, I used to take the subway when I was a kid into the city in my 20s when I was a kid and everything. And it was bad then. That was the 70s. Do you know what I mean? It was bad then. But it's different now because I think the mayor has a lot to do with it. I mean, I think and then he decided he wanted to run for president. So that was stupid. But anyway, so
he didn't even qualify. Wasn't he like the last rung on the ladder?
Yes, probably. Some people are like, oh, do you want to do it? No. Do you want to do it? No. Oh, shit. We got to get fucking de Blasio. So are you doing stand-up? Tell me about that, because we've talked, Julia and I. Julia, where are you going?
I had to blow my nose. I was trying to be discreet, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. You were trying to be discreet, and then I hear the noise because it's in the camp.
I forgot.
So Julia did. We did a show with Funny Women of a Certain Age with the Nowhere Comedy Club on Saturday, and it was Julia's first time doing it, and of course she wasn't happy, but of course she did great. People, stop it. Anyway, she was great. So have you done any shows either live or Zoom?
I have done I've done a couple of I've done, I don't know, maybe I do a lot of West Coast because I'm more plugged into the West Coast comedy scene, 10 years being back in New York. I've done a couple of virtual women's conferences. I've written a couple of programs, and I have performed live up in the Berkshires. And the first time I was under a huppah, and it was around 8:00 at night, and that's when the sun goes down in the summer, and I was attacked by bugs. So can you imagine doing this? And then I think the funniest was indoors behind plexiglass. Everybody was wearing masks, and I felt like I was an extra in The Handmaid's Tale. It was really, or a whore in Amsterdam,
Wow.
So,
it's weird. The Zoom shows, I'm just getting used to it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's and we had a great crowd. We had over 70 people, Julia. I don't know if you
really?
Did. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
God,
So
I wish I was funny. I wish.
Stop it! You were great. They loved you. Julia's. Oh, stop! I'll bring you some I'll bring you some eggplant. That'll make you happy.
Oh, I made that. Yeah, I made good eggplant.
Yeah. So we're actually, Julia and I are doing a live show this Saturday at in Royersford, PA, at Soul Joe's Comedy Club, and
at an actual club.
Well, it's not okay. It is a club, but it's outdoors. So this will be the third time Funny Women have been there. So what happened is the first time we went there, right, Julia? It was just people with lawn chairs and coolers. It was nothing.
It was like being on the Little League field in a really backwater town without bases.
But it was the first time any of us had been on stage since the quarantine, and it was so great. And then
it was a lot of fun.
And then the next time he said, I'm going to make this because it was outdoors. It goes, and he ended up bringing in all this sand, so it became very beach-like, and they were great. And this time now he goes, do you want to come back in January? I said, it's going to be cold out, and he said no. It's a heated dome. So
it's an igloo. It's like a giant igloo.
Yeah. So
what's the name of the town?
So Royersford, Pennsylvania.
Royersford, Royersford. Yeah,
and Royersford, and it's a 6:00 show. So we'll be done at 7:30, and we can go home and be back in our beds by 8:30, which
That's
is
right. We were going to do the Aurora Borealis show. But
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I was just looking at the weather for you, and it's a high of 30, low of 14, but you have
Huh?
sun. And I suggest you wear your silk underwears and be dressed in layers because you never know. You could set it to peel off, then be cold.
oh no,
a low of 14
a low of 14.
Yeah.
But that's why we're doing it at 6, so it's not like
because
could you
it'll be at least 18.
it'll
right?
be
Right.
18
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
And what's funny for me, like I'm fine about being cold because when and Julia can attest to this, the last time we were there, Julia got a little lightheaded because the lights, it was warm
Well,
out.
it was more than that. I mean, it was 180 degrees. It was really humid, and it
Get
was
the humidity.
that was the official temperature. And I'm on blood thinner, so I was because she didn't tell you, Marla, but I almost died a couple of years ago. This
Yes.
close to death. That close,
That's
maybe
a
that
word.
close.
And
Yes.
it wasn't your time. The bright light was, it was the light to get off stage, but not off
It wasn't
time.
my time. I saw the light and I said, "Fuck it, I'm going to do more time."
Bravo. Oh, by the way, Carol, I have a car now. So
Really?
FYI, yep,
Why'd you get a car?
to escape. I needed an escape route because I was going nuts and I had to be out in nature. And so I started renting cars. By the way, if
Really?
you want to rent cars, Costco Travel, do it about a month in advance. I got a BMW for 3 weeks for $700.
Wow.
But we bought a car and I just get in the car and I start driving around Manhattan blasting tunes. And if you want me to come up and pick you up, I'll take you to Costco. Got some errands to run, Julia. Where you're not in New York? We'll come visit.
No, I'm in South. You're welcome to come down here. I'm I'm down the shore, South Jersey. So come.
She's in South Jersey.
Come. We'll go for seafood.
Oh,
I
that would
keep
be-
telling Carol, come down. Now's the time to do it because all these bastards aren't down. The tourists aren't here yet. So you got the whole shore to yourself.
Carol, what we do is I'll sit in the front with the mask and you sit in the back. I got a panorama thing. And if we sit like on the opposite corners and they have the windows, we won't have that. Trust me. And by the way, I had COVID and I recovered from it.
Oh wow!
Oh,
I know.
right,
So
wow.
how was it? I think you're our first guest that had it. So tell everybody what it was like. It's a hoax, right?
Yeah, it's a total hoax. It's a total hoax. I mean, it's like, people die from the flu and, it's a liberal machine. No,
It's China
China
virus.
China.
that was, as he was leaving, and look what we've done for the China virus. That was as he was leaving, and Melania was like, "Vic, and I signed the papers."
Do you think she had him? You think she served him yet? I think she's gonna serve him depending on what happens with the impeachment trial.
Oh, I think she's going to leave him.
It'll be like lovely parting gifts.
Yeah.
We'll give you a conviction.
I don't know. I think she's going to stay because I just think she's kind of a social pariah. And but I did read that even if he stays in the spotlight, she will kind of fade into the woodwork quickly, just like as when they were deplaning when
Like
they
a
landed
chameleon.
at Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, and
Like
remember
a
she
lizard.
just kept on walking.
That
Yes.
was great. That was
It
so
was great.
Donald, I think I'm going to go visit relatives in Slovenia for
Yes.
a decade or so.
So how was the COVID? So was it a bad case?
It was my husband got it. Just a little, just for context. I am
Yes.
a germaphobe.
I know
I
you
was
are.
wiping everything down. I put on the face shield. I have the N95. I lube up the nose with the air nasal gel because it acts as a barrier. Wash my hands. I mean, I felt like I was ready for surgery. And I was doing a gig up in Massachusetts. My husband had an endoscopy and we were getting tested. He was negative. So we're up there and he gets this cough. And I was like, it's just changed the seasons. And I was like, this is fabulous. I don't need my allergy medicine. He gets a cough, gets a fever, come back and we get tested. I have it. And I felt like I was breathing out of gauze and it went into my back. And I was in excruciating pain. he was coughing up a storm, had a fever for about 10 days. And then I remember I was eating my Rice Krispie treats because I was sick and I needed comfort food. And I bite into it and I was like, I could feel the texture of the butter and the texture of the marshmallows, but I couldn't taste it. And I still ate it.
Of course.
Yeah. So it took a while and I still feel like I'm stuffy and I might have to have something, done because I still have a hard time.
You gotta get that Navage. Get that Navage thing. You know the thing I'm talking about?
No,
Yes.
no, I don't. What is Navage?
It's like a water fountain, but it's a nasal douche. It goes up your nose.
Nasal douche. It's like you're waterboarding yourself.
Right, exactly. Which I did in the shower the other day. I
Amazing.
No, I was singing in the shower, and I stood up. It was my closing number, it's my 11 o'clock number, right? And I'm standing right in front of the faucet, and I almost choked to death. So
There you go.
Thought I'd tell you that.
Oh my God, that's hysterical. So, but so, and your husband is okay and everything?
Yeah. We're good. And I got the antibodies. But I'm going down to North Carolina, and of course that state has no travel restrictions. But coming back, it's like I got to get a COVID test, and then I got to get one coming back and quarantine for 3 days. It's like this whole
Really?
So do you still get the vaccine then, or do you not need it?
Oh no, I'm gonna get the vaccine because Carol, I want a chip. I want a chip in my head.
Yeah, I want a chip so people can find me because I'm going to end up wandering around when I'm in my 80s. Somebody be able to
stepping in dog shit.
Stepping in dog shit.
Oh, shit.
So are you flying to North Carolina? Is that what you're doing?
This will be I flew down, I was on 70 flights. I mean, you travel all the time. And
Right.
I did two rubber gloves, the nasal stuff. I had N95 face shield. And the minute I got off the plane, I didn't eat or drink. And people were looking at me. I was like, you know what? You see doctors because you can get it in your eye. You can get it in your eye.
Right.
So you see the doctors with the face shields. And I was like, if these motherfuckers aren't going to wear a mask, I'm protecting myself. So the minute I got off the plane, it's like I deloused, took all my clothes off.
Wow.
And the stewardess, the flight attendant, she said she has like clothes hanging in her closet in her garage. And she even wipes down the surface of her suitcase, and I was like, "Wow!"
Oh God, coming for you because you're such a germaphobe
Freak.
Well, I'm I haven't flown. Since that, and I don't, and I. It's so funny because we live in the East, the tri-state area, like. Yeah. The rest of the country is open. I don't know if you know that, but like the comedy clubs in Florida, there's shows in Arizona, there's shows in Nashville.
Somebody asked me about going out to Salt Lake City, and I was like, I'll do an hour flight, but I'm not gonna do. Oh yeah, they offered whatever, and I was like, I'm not going out to Salt Lake City. But can I just say one thing? Yeah. We drove back through like the depths. Like the bayou, if there's bayous in Virginia and North Carolina, and I'm telling you, all these Trump supporters, the big, what do you call it? The big trucks with the flags.
Right.
They were born pre-existing conditions. Do you know what I'm saying? And we pulled into like these shit water towns, and it was like, where do you want to eat? It was like Arby's, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, and then McDonald's.
Yeah. Oh God.
Unbelievable. And it's so unfathomable that so many people drank the Kool-Aid like he was Jim Jones.
Where I live down here in Jersey, it's like that. This is I think the only Republican county in the whole state.
Which one?
Ocean County.
So are you like Ocean, like Deal, New Jersey, and Asbury
that's
Park?
Monmouth County. That's Ocean County is where Tom's River is, that area.
Right.
But from this, Jersey, the Mason-Dixon line crosses into Jersey. Did you know that?
I did not know.
It cuts across at the bottom. This area down here, south of here, was once a huge Klan repository.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some
heard
crazy
that.
crazy stuff going on down here.
Is Atlantic City part of Ocean County?
No, that's Atlantic County.
Oh, okay. And they're not open because
I know all my counties.
but
Atlantic City's open. Yeah.
and they're doing shows again?
Oh, I don't think they're doing shows, but the casinos are open.
Because I know that the Borgata was starting to book, and then everyone got canceled.
Got canceled. Yeah.
But it's just fascinating to me that we're living in like two different worlds, because like, you know, and I feel bad, you know, like in New York City, they're lifting the restrictions, but they're not letting the restaurants open. And then California, which was worse than what we were in.
Still.
And they lifted the restrictions.
Which restrictions are they lifting in New York?
Mandatory stay at home.
What is it?
Stay at home, like, you know, real hardcore quarantine.
No, but that's in LA. But in New York, they're supposedly I don't know what they're doing in New York State. I think they've lifted the restriction for indoor dining, but you still can't go out to like you can go out to a restaurant in Jersey, right, Julia?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's like 25% capacity.
Yeah, but they have, and then California, they lifted the restrictions. They're allowing people to go eat in restaurants again. First of all, because Marla, you've been to LA a lot. Like my husband and I were trying to figure out, because I understand New York City being the epicenter when it started, because there's a lot of us and we're on the subways and public transit and we're walking around and everything. In LA, everybody's in a fucking car. How did that all of a sudden become like the epicenter? I don't understand it.
Maybe it was the downtown raves. I don't know. Considering they're outdoors, the weather is generally really good.
I know.
I don't know if it's, you know, a certain ethnicity group. Is it the lower income workers? Is it? It's unfathomable. It really is. Maybe it's the smog that keeps it all encapsulated.
Well, Todd and I were like, it's the gyms, because there's such fucking gym rats out there that
Absolutely.
It's the gym. Because I haven't gone back. I mean, I literally have my own weights now, and we actually bought a bike, an exercise bike, because you know, well, because I used to go to the gym literally 4 or 5 times a week, and now, you know, I don't.
I
do
took my
that.
bike inside. I got my regular bike, brought it in my living room. I got one of those little trainer things that, you know.
Oh, wow!
And I you know, I have a life-size, full-size bike in my living room.
But
rollers?
Yeah, it works great.
But have you ever like tipped off?
No. This thing, you can't tip on this thing. You can't. It's I think it ran me about, I don't know, $100.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
and the bike I got, like, it was my son bought it first, and because he's a germaphobe like you, he's like, I'm never going to the gym again, Mom. So he bought it, and it was a couple $100 off of Amazon. So if you know, I can, you know, afterwards I can find it, I can send it to you if you want to look into it. And it was so easy to make. This is how easy it was to make. My son built his own indoor bike. I was shocked. He's literally sending me photos. This is not something, we're Jews. Jews don't do shit like this. We don't build shit. And he did it. And then I was like, wow, you did that yourself. And it's a perfect, you get on the bike, you watch, you know, we're watching right now Cheers, Taxi, and the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Oh, I just finished a Mary Tyler Moore show.
So that you get on the bike for half an hour and you watch a show and you're like, I'm done, did my cardio.
That's what I do that. I'm on 30 Rock now. I'm doing 30
you're on
Rock.
30 Rock. You see, we all have our.
Uh-huh.
So
I'm into British crime dramas, and I just on the subject of bikes, I would kill for a Peloton, but I'm in a 1-bedroom and I just don't have room for it. Costco has like the Gelaton, and it's a fraction of the cost.
Wow.
So it's called something else. I mean, it's, you know, it's not the Gelaton, but they have their bike that's specifically from Costco. I would love one of those.
Well, let me just say, since you have a 1-bedroom, you need to call Andrew Yang and tell him to let you live with him. So this way you have a 2-bedroom. So one of the things we always talk about, how, you know, we talk about being women in this business. How has being a woman in comedy affected you?
How has being a woman in comedy affected me? It's funny, I talk on this. It's given me so much confidence. You know, I entered into it and I needed so much validation, and I felt like I had to really fill this hole that was created from, you know, growing up the way I did. But I feel so lucky to have a sense of humor, which enables me to connect to blue collar, white collar, no collar, yellow collar.
Right.
I just think it's, I'm really grateful for my sense of humor. And I say I live by my wits.
How many years in are you?
I'm about 27.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's a vet. She's been around a long time. Do you feel being a woman has hindered you or helped you?
I think initially it was when I started, you get so much, the most obnoxious things that guys they would make assumptions, they would talk down to you. But it was hard when I first started, for sure. I think we also paved the way for like the Amy Schumers and the
Absolutely.
Feinsteins and Marina Franklins, because it's just like, if you watch that movie, The Loudest Voice, talking about the news business with Roger Ailes, they went from madmen to these guys straddling and being able to like grab your ass and your tits and,
Right.
say, hey, let's go to lunch and I want you to blow me, to having all the rules set in place. So did I just answer your question? I feel like I just answered. I haven't eaten. So I have a tendency to answer questions that weren't asked.
Actually, well, I actually have a question from one of our audience members. What women in comedy now or in the past inspire you all? Oh, that's a good one. Julia, you want to go first?
No.
Okay.
I'll go last. I got to think.
How about you, Carole?
Well, of course, Lucy. Lucy, it's so interesting how.
Bless you.
Thank you.
How it's like, and of course everyone, Lucy, but for me, one of my earliest memories, because I don't, like, a lot of people talk about how they remember their childhood. I don't remember anything. So, but one of my memories is my dad was a teacher, and so we would, he'd get home around 4. We'd have dinner at 6, and Lucy would be. We had a little in the kitchen. There was where the dining room was, and we ate dinner watching I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lucy,
I have a couple actually. Now that I thought I had time to think about it.
Oh yes, Julia. Oh, yes, please tell us. Please tell us, Julia.
Well, early young stuff. Believe it or not, Gail Storm.
Oh, Gail Storm. That was my
little Margie. She
Margie.
As a comedic actress, she was pretty funny. I mean,
She was
and
great.
Lucy, of course, and Zazu Pitts.
Zazu.
Another one. And Ann Southern was another one. She had I don't know if you remember her.
I know.
secretary.
I remember.
Ann Southern was great. Ann Southern, and if we're going to talk about the women from that, what about Eve Arden?
Eve Arden. Oh my God.
Eve Arden was so great. She was so
Such
great.
timing, like you can't believe.
And
How
Imogen
about
Coca.
Mrs. Kravitz?
Mrs. Kravitz.
Mrs. Kravitz.
Which I
Imogene-
feel, it's my fear that I'm turning into her. Like, I think she was the original.
Which Mrs. Kravitz? The one that
from
died? Or
Bewitched.
the first one or the second
There
one?
were 2 Mrs. Kravitz.
There were 2 Mrs. Kravitzes.
Either one. I think they were the original Karens.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah,
they were.
absolutely. So
But Imogene Coca, absolutely.
yeah, it was amazing.
Uh-huh.
And she held her own. And
Oh
that
my
was,
God.
talk about a boys club. I
Oh.
mean,
Yeah.
talk about a fucking boys club.
What about Rosemary from the
Rosemary?
Dick Van Dyke Show?
Did you see her documentary?
Which
She's
one?
got a documentary called oh shit, I wish I had it in front of me.
From the Dick Van Dyke Show?
Wait for the Laugh. It's called Wait for the Laugh.
Yeah.
What a history she had in show business, Rosemary.
Your sister said Gracie Burns.
Gracie Allen says.
Hi, Linda. Thanks. Of course, Gracie Allen to me
Yeah.
was, talk about the dead, and she pulled it off, the deadpan of that woman. Like, I always say my mother was like Gracie Allen, because one time my mother was, this is when I was like 18, and she's cooking fish, and I was cooking it. I'm cutting up the fish, and the cat was standing next to me, like on the floor. So I threw her a piece of raw fish, and my mother goes, "What are you giving a raw fish for? What do you think she is, an animal?" So Gracie is like, because she reminds me so much of my mother. So Marla, please tell us who your favorite.
Well, first of all, what inspired me was Rhoda, Valerie Harper, and it was Barbara Streisand, because I was like, oh my God, she's Jewish and she's funny. And I tried to sing and I failed miserably. But my dad was a huge movie buff, and I remember Judy Holliday and Marilyn Monroe and Toadie Fields. My father loved salty Jewish women, and Phyllis Diller, all of those, Joan Rivers. But I remember, and What's Happening, I was really into Black comedians or people hugely.
Moms
Mabley. Jerry just. By the way, Jerry Tapley. If you see my page, there's a picture of me as Saint Teresa of the Little Flowers. Jerry put that together.
That's
thank
great.
you, Jerry. I can thank him in person.
I will. Yeah, I mean, it's so funny. All the women we're talking about were not stand-up comedians.
Right.
Well, Moms Mabley was.
Well, Moms was. Moms was.
Sophie Tucker.
Yeah, but Toadie, I saw Toadie open for Bert Convey.
Are you
she
serious?
for Bert Convey at the Westbury Music Fair, and she had lost her legs, her one leg, and she came down the because it's in the round, and she came down the ramp on her scooter and never missed a beat. She was so amazing.
Wow.
She was something, boy.
She was something. She absolutely was.
She had moxie and
I remember this. She did this.
She's
always going. Yeah, they want me to do this, and she was doing the whole thing.
So all the people that are watching, you should, if you should look some of these women up, because I mean, I like to think, because we paved the way for the women coming up. But I've always said this, because I used to teach stand up, and I used to talk about women in comedy. Always look behind you, because the people that are. Yeah, the people that are here's another one who I was on a panel with, Joanne Worley. She was amazing.
Right.
Joanne Worley, Ruth Buzzy, who were trying to get on the show.
Yeah.
If you're watching,
yes,
we would like you on the show.
Yeah, we've reached out to Ruth Buzzy to see if she'd do our show, because we love her so much. So listen, ladies, I hate to say this, but we are done.
Wow.
We are finished. You see, I told Marla, we have so much fun. It goes so fast. So do you have anything you want to plug, my dear?
Yeah, 11, I have my podcast on Governor's Radio, governorcomedyradio.com. It's also on YouTube. It's called Flip the Switch. And follow me on Facebook, Marla Schultz Comedy, Instagram, all the usual, suspects.
Yes. Okay, Julia?
I just happen to have this... Julia Scotti, hello boys, I'm back.
I love it.
It's available wherever you find comedy is downloaded. There's a back to the album too. So
there's a back.
JuliaScotti.com. Go there and you can. What do you have? An apple?
No, those are my stress balls. The stress balls.
They're fabulous. And listen, I love being a part of the genesis or the beginnings of women of a certain age. And my mom was going through treatment, and I missed so many shows, and I appreciated your patience and understanding.
Oh, of course. Well, Julia was supposed to be on the first show. And so this is why I have patience, because the Tuesday before we're about to tape, my partner, Dave Goldberg, calls me and goes, Julia had to go back into the hospital because she had issues with her heart. Oh, no. And I was like,
it wasn't just an issue.
I know. I don't know if you want me to tell people.
Everybody knows.
She almost died again.
Yeah, I almost died. Quadruple bypass with.
Yeah.
2 valve replacements.
Yeah, but what was funny is that up until, because you had because
I had the surgery December 22nd of 2018. Your show taped on January 14th or 16th of 2019.
Right, and she said. So it was a month later, and she kept going, oh, no, I'm going to be there. No, I'm going to be there. I'm going to fucking... And so for the second show, when we told her that she was doing it, and I said to her, this time, if you get sick, I'm going into the hospital, and we're shooting you in the fucking hospital. But that's the thing, is that life happens. That's the most, I think, the greatest thing I've learned about being this age, honestly, is You just have to go with the flow. You can't control
Absolutely.
anything. You know what I mean? You just like we were literally we did the Tonight Show, the Today Show, the Friday before quarantine. Our show aired that Saturday night, and then everything went to shit. So what are you going to do? Go, oh, I'm so miserable. Oh, my life.
Right.
You just go, all right, we'll figure out a way to get through this, and we will, and we'll be back on tour, and we'll be doing everything. Yes, my dear.
This
Julia.
is breaking. I don't know if this came across your newsfeed, but while you were talking, this came across mine. President Biden just ordered 200 million doses of vaccine.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great.
So,
Can I just say, there's two things, Carole. First of all, congratulations, because I understand Women of a Certain Age on Showtime was one of the highest rated comedy specials.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
you'd
Yes.
think Hollywood would be like, we gotta, this is a winner here. Let's bet on the horse.
Yeah. No. They just want to shoot us and put us out of our misery.
Crazy.
but you know, for the first show is now airing on.
Still
isn't
on
it airing?
Showtime. It's terrific.
No, but it's airing on Sirius too, isn't it?
Yep, we have the album. The album is now the audio of the special is now. So it's yes. I tell people, and if
It's
there's
a money
anybody,
generator.
anybody that's listening that is in the industry, we're continuing to go, and we're touring, and I mean I've got a corral of women, to use the horse euphemism. I have a corral of women who
Finders
are
full.
amazing, and they're the best. They're the best, and they're funny, and they're great. And not that the younger
And I
women
have a
are.
car. I have a car.
All right, listen, ladies, we got to go because I actually am. Today, I'm because I'm a veteran comic. Someone asked me if I would help give pointers to newbie comics, so I have that in a half an hour. So everybody. Stay
thank
safe.
you.
I love you guys, Julia.
Nice meeting you, Marla. Yes.
You too. Thanks for having me.
I'll see you on Saturday, Julia.
Okay. Did you read the thing?
I didn't read it yet. You just sent it to me yesterday. She's such a
I
pain
know.
in
I'm
the ass.
just anxious. All right.
I know. All right.
All
I
right.
love you both. Thanks,
Love you.
everybody, for watching. Bye.
Bye. Bye.